MrBeast is cooked. So his former employee, Dogpack404, dropped a bombshell video last week. He titled it Part 1, where he pretty much exposed a toxic work environment, MrBeast faking videos, and overall just being a total degenerate and deplorable. So in the aftermath of that, MrBeast sent him a couple of cease and desist letters and threatened to sue him. Now, Dogpack just dropped a Part 2 today, and in this Part 2, he exposed a lot. So he brought on a man by the name of Jake. Jake wore a lot of hats at MrBeast. He was a writer for MrBeast as well as an on-air talent. So Jake will also expose numerous of things, such as MrBeast essentially imposing war crime punishments such as sleep deprivation, cold showers, psychological torture, running a marathon until your feet got blisters as punishment, right? So he would expose that. He also exposed the fact that MrBeast was openly hiring a registered sex offender at his company, right? And this guy was a manager at one of his facilities. And MrBeast even went as far as trying to expunge this man's record so it wouldn't reflect poorly on him. But there's a whole lot more that Jake exposed, so let's get into it. This Dogpack and MrBeast beef is like Drake and Kendrick, yo. This is Part 2. Now, apparently MrBeast has like a response already created, but he didn't drop it because he feared that Dogpack would drop a Part 2, which he already did.
And former contestants too, that's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel
Wait, hold up, bro. Did you see or hear anyone on the production staff acting inappropriately with contestants? Yes, I don't remember his name, but the guy who gave the girl a drone in the video was constantly coming into the circle and being flirtatious with some of the girls, which was so weird given the circumstances. I remember hearing girls joking about the Stockholm Syndrome, but given how many of us were sleep deprived and high on paint films, it honestly makes sense. Yeah, and they show proof that they were actually involved. Listen, man, yo, MrBeast is cooked. Like, bro, at this point, yo, if I'm MrBeast, bro, yo, I've made enough, man. Like, it's time to go. Now, I know MrBeast have spoken about how he want to run for president someday, bro. It's over with, bro. Listen, like the presidential host, MrBeast, is done for, bro. It's over
uncomfortable. You trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
Okay, that seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding.
Yo, he's so good.
Bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Anyway, so that.
Yo, MrBeast probably regrets firing this guy, bro. Cause firing him like is the catalyst to all of this. And he seems like he's pretty great at at his job, right? Like he seems like he's pretty amazing at his job. I feel like if anybody else would have just given us this information in like a dry way, it probably wouldn't have gone as far. But it's gone as far because he keeps us watching with how engaging he is.
That will be Part 3. So, you know, MrBeast, do with that information what you will. I know Chucky didn't want to respond to those allegations. So anyway, my interview with Jake Weddle, I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a MrBeast video, which never got uploaded because it went very badly. He also
I'll pay money to see this video, bro. Now, apparently he's interviewing that guy as well. Now, I think this is the first time we've actually seen one of like the MrBeast, I guess, ex-employees or people from his video be actually interviewed. So this would be interesting.
Also knows about another portable document format who was working at MrBeast while actually on the registry.
Yo, now I did hear rumors of this on Twitter where apparently the guy who's apparently about to get exposed in this interview with the Jake guy, apparently MrBeast hired a known PDF who was on a registry to be like a manager at one of like his facilities. So, and MrBeast, like, and there's apparently proof that MrBeast knew this guy was on a registry because one, you hire him, there's background checks. And two, like MrBeast has been caught on camera acknowledging this behind the scenes. So this is about
I'll get more into that.
This is about to be bad.
Story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine. And I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It builds up over time, but I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want any.
Yo, and it's kind of insane, because the MrBeast character who we watched, Jimmy, it seems like a guy who's so wholesome, who is almost impossible to not like him, which, right? Like, people on camera is different from people off camera. But MrBeast, like, just how he speaks, how soft-spoken he is, how nice he presents himself, it's hard to imagine that he's this petty and vindictive off camera, and he has, like, sworn enemies who are close to him, right?
Anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could...
Well, I mean, come on, folks. Was he wrong? Was he wrong? Now, what's kind of scary, it looks like MrBeast was proactive. As you guys just heard, MrBeast would tell him, hey, bro, like, don't do Twitch. Don't do these other things. We don't want you to build your social media profile because we don't want you to, leave and talk bad about me publicly, right? And the thing about it, too, right? Like, isn't that kind of odd? Because I don't think that did Chris Tyson have like a, right? Because like MrBeast have a wildly successful channel, but people around him who's a part of the channel, like let's say Chris or Chandler or others, like I don't see them having wildly successful 20+ million subscriber channels too.
You can tell that the yes men were, doing well. And I was, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career. It's like, I have to or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now. And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly. She goes, what? I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Jacob, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment, and I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at MrBeast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? If I was working on a TV.
Now, honestly, like 10K for a big down payment is nothing. Like, I'll be real. Like, let's say this, right? Like, you have like moderate credit. Let's say you have like a 680. You can't go to a dealership, put down 10K, and walk out with a with a Lambo. Like, it's not happening, bro. Like, you're not about to put 10K down and walk out with a freaking Ferrari, bro. Right? Like, I know folks, bro, like who put down like 10K, and the best they walked out of, bro, is like with a 2018 C-Class Benz, bro. You feel me, right? Or like a 2018 E300. So yeah, like this is
TV show in the 90s on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, I talked about that, and I talked about the writer.
All right. Now, like, this is where I would somewhat agree with MrBeast. Now, listen, man. All right. Sometimes, Finn, listen. If you are the best cashier at Walmart, man, you feel me? And you know that Walmart is making $500,000 a day, right, at that store or wherever, right? Yo, and you making $15 an hour. Listen, bro, you can't count the pockets, right? Like, regardless of how much they're making, you charge what you think is a fair value for the work. If you think the work you're doing, just the work, right, the hours, the difficulty, if the difficulty and the hours is worth $30 an hour, then you charge $30 an hour. You don't say, yo, I'm making $30 an hour, and yeah, this is technically enough for the work, but my script is making you $20 million a month off YouTube. Hey, bro, I need like $500,000 a year, man. Listen, no. That's not how that works. So, nah, in this case, man, I'm with MrBeast on this one.
Writers Guild, and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire. But the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was. I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, because you deserve to get paid more. I don't have a kid.
All right, now I'll be real, right? Like the tears. Hey, listen, man. MrBeast, you cooked, homie. You cook, homie. If people are shedding tears, reliving their experiences with you, homie, it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't looking. Give them some hush money, bro. It's over with.
And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, because when you grow up with nothing. Not to say that he did, but I know I did. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat.
Did he get him fired? You got that guy fired,
But he
man?
said, hey, man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went in that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew...
Damn.
If I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Damn. Damn. Oh, they playing cutthroat games at MrBeast. Oh, Mr.
Me? A check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day, you know? And I get to go home and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, you know?
Yo, I can feel it, man. Right? Like having a kid, trying to be loyal, right? Like trying to back up a 20-year-old kid, bro, who got a dream and a vision, man. And you probably like 40 plus black man with a kid, like you comfortable, you good at your age, man. But you know, the young buck comes and say, yo, we can get this. I know we can get this, man. And then you back him up and then you lose your job too, bro. And he probably feels responsible. Bro, I understand, yo, but I ain't know MrBeast was that cutthroat, bro. But business is business, man. Listen, if you agree to a salary, man, you got to honor that.
And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Kinda, yeah.
So maybe you feel better?
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's a very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, that you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think.
No, true. But if the argument is, right, but then like an easy counter back to that should be, yo, I recorded because it makes us revenue that enables us to donate to more people. Meaning, yo, if I'm MrBeast, if I didn't record me giving like 10K to that homeless person for the first time, then I wouldn't have 300 million subscribers and I wouldn't have been able to feed an entire village in Africa, build shelters for an entire village in Africa, cure people blindness, right? So recording the video enables me to do these things. So there's a very easy counter to that. And I really don't even feel like there's like a, there's like a clear-cut moral answer to, is recording people while giving them money wrong? There's no clear-cut moral answer to that.
I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there.
Yo, if MrBeast ever said that personally, now that's a scumbag move, bruh. Like if somebody like walked in, you gave him like a new house, like right? Because I've seen a few things where he gave like a pizza guy, like where they delivered like pizza and then he gifted them with like a new house. If he ever did that and then their like reaction is, oh, cool, thank you. Oh, really? Is mine cool? And then MrBeast like yanked back the keys like, oh. more reaction, cry. Walk back out, come back in and cry when I give you the keys. Yo, if he's ever like cutthroat like that, bruh, orchestrating this hit like that, bruh, yo, that right there, now that's some scumbag stuff.
And I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. And I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, you know, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right. So in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public. Let's have him back for something. You know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back. You know, and I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was like one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, MrBeast is sounding more like Putin, bruh. Bro put you in like a windowless room padded with nothing but like crazy people sheets. And like legit like he's paying you for your sanity. But again, if you agree to do it, bro, like I can't blame MrBeast. Like you are a fully grown adult. And if you take greed over your mental clarity, bro, then hey, it's not MrBeast's fault, right? It's your fault.
I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast, and I had a little bit of change in my pocket. You know, the most change I had in my pocket ever. You know, small potatoes, yeah, compared to Beast bullshit. But you know, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine. And like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, you know, today? And it's like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this, and they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I...
Yo, it feels like honestly, it feels like his motivation was beyond just working as he also wanted the fame that came with it. And I feel like a lot of the button with MrBeast and him is MrBeast essentially like all main characters like wanted to be the main character, right? And him having a lot of personality can outshine MrBeast in almost any video. So he probably got cut out a lot, and MrBeast probably didn't like him because he probably felt like he was trying to outshine him.
I have to do this. If I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed.
You see, yeah, like it's beyond money. He was doing a solitary confinement because he felt like if I do this, I'm gonna be a fan favorite, and MrBeast is gonna be forced to include me in other videos.
My pride, and I tried to do one last ride, and I get there, and at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know, which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual, like it looks good on camera, you know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not like a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras.
Nah, hold up, homie. They had this man in Guantanamo Bay. You had this man in solitary confinement with cold showers. MrBeast.
24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. Like, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. You know, there was like the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor. And like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, cause you know it's a video, and it got to a point where like they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know, and they said no because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping? I mean,
yo, bro, I know war criminals who was treated better. Literal war criminals who was able to get a good night's sleep. At the very least, they was able to close their eyes and get a good night's sleep in the darkness. This man couldn't get a good night's sleep. He was forced to sleep in the light. And he was forced to take cold showers for 30 days. Nah, hold up, bro.
You're not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me, saying, "This, we gotta stop." So I just wanted to turn the lights off, and I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend, and I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
Bro, yo, I caught it. Yo, and I didn't listen, and I didn't even watch this video yet, bro. Yo, the first thing I heard was sleep deprivation and cold showers, bro. Yo, this is a war crime.
So, you know, they're giving me, you know, melatonin, you know, it's not helping, you know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note with the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans?
Oh.
You know how hard it was to do a take of that?
Oh, man.
And pretend to make it genuine?
Oh, man, bruh. Yo, listen, man. Now, I understand, like, faking the video concept. Cool. But to fake, like, the genuine, like, listen, if we want to say, yo, listen, bruh, like, let's fake the concept, right? Like, let's, like, let's pretend like you're actually gonna be in this room for 30 days. We're gonna sneak you out, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But to say, yo, listen, can you please fake this and tug at the heartstring of the viewers? To me, that's some piece of shit move, bro.
I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it.
Wow.
I needed it, of course. Just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. My dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor. You know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a type file about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse. But we're filming, so I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera, and I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm not doing so hot. You know, which if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera. But it was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some.
Hey man, he wanted you to suffer, and it sounds like you was in, you was perfectly fine with faking videos, man, right? But you was filming, but you tight, you know that like right that everybody else got an easy ride to some easy money, man. But Jimmy wanted you to suffer.
Some time off of this difficult challenge. How come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes! I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I could do 30. How much can I, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did. Since we're doing time-lapse shots, and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we'll give you time-lapse shots bet. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in, or this footage is unusable, and then, James Warren came in and erased it, don't put that, don't. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know?
Oh, man. I wanted that too, yo. Why was MrBeast so adamantly against people under his umbrella having their own platforms? Because even like Chandler, who used to work for MrBeast, obviously, right? Now, like, he's like a Bible reader now on his. Yo, I checked out his YouTube and he has like 12,000 subscribers. And you would think if you were like the third most seen person on a man's channel with over 300 million subscribers, right? Like Chris, even their channel isn't really popping, right? Like if you were like the third most seen person on a channel with 300 million subscribers, you'd think that you would at least have 1 million subscribers, if not 20.
Like we were playing up the joke, it's like, I'm the boy in the cage, whatever. Like, I'll play into a joke, whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke about my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. I hate my dad. But I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird. I don't like it. We were doing that, one of those hide-and-seek videos. Again, at the time, they were a lot realer. So I got caught. And when you get caught, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if, I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. he was my boss. And that wasn't cool. And so now...
Yeah, right? I feel like when you do content with other people, like the lines get blurred, right? Like, for example, me and Adam. I consider Adam my friend, right? But some may say, yo, he's your boss, not your friend. No, but I consider Adam my friend. So it's kind of like, right? Like when you have to wear both hats, which is why, yo, I feel so bad for Adam, bro. Like when he has to fire or lay people off, because you wear two hats, right? As a boss and as a friend, and as a friend, you probably don't want to, right? Like lay off your buddies, right? But you have to keep the business going, But yeah, that's crazy.
I'm locked in a cage at his whim, and I have to do things to get the cash I need to live. And I got these cameras on me all the time, and I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits." Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm sitting like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video? And so the thing that made me I gotta get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, "Why is he sleeping?" "I don't know, because I can't sleep." And he comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, "Ask me why I have 2 briefcases." And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, "Oh, because this one's for today, and this one's for the challenge." And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, You're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is, and you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic, I'm dumb, I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it." I was like, "On camera, I don't want to do it." He goes, "Just do it for the thing, my kid, Like, there was an element of, Jake will do what we want because he's in-house. That's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's, he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah.
You couldn't, excuse me, you couldn't say no to a 22.2, like how many miles is that? Yo, how many miles is a 22K relay? 1 second, man. How many miles is a 22K? Let's see, man. Oh, nah, you wildin'. Nah, how many miles is a, nah, hell nah. Nah, hell nah. Nah, hell nah. Yo, listen, even Jimmy ain't that cruel, bro. Bro, a 22K relay, bro, it's like 5,000 miles. Nah, hell, like what, a 2K relay you mean? Like 1.2 miles?
So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. So I was in a sunlightless,
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, and if I refuse, it's just, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, "How long do I have?" He goes, "Until I get back." And I'm running until 3 a.m. All right, I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red.
Oh,
I couldn't walk. My muscles.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, bro ain't deserve this. Yo, MrBeast is a monster. Bro, had this boy running on a treadmill, man, from 12 to 3 a.m.
Muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in and talk to the psych about how I'm not well. And
yo, bro, I wonder like how many days was this, yo? Nah, that's that's insane, yo.
like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out. Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work. And they would tell me, they'd be like, yeah, everyone knows you over there. Everybody loves you. They go, oh, Jake Weddle, love that guy. Shame what happened to him.
Dang.
Like I'm a ghost. And I asked him, I said, how much longer are you guys going to keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days? No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And they brought in all my friends, to make it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, you cooked, Jimmy. Yo, you cooked, bro. It's over with. Brother. Nigga. Apologize. It's clicking over. Yo, if people are speaking about you in this manner to where they're legit shedding tears and they're having a visceral reactions that's literally shaking up their body when they speak about you, and oh my God. Yo, bro, you
They brought around people I liked. And Jimmy. Then everybody was around me making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God. Everyone was looking at me and he was like Lex Luthor over there.
Oh my God.
He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just... I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, your mental health's the most important thing. I just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out. I did not get the 300K. What I got, he goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And now I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. My family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And I haven't been back on a Beast set in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then.
Yeah.
And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks. And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good.
I feel bad for this guy, man.
I just had to get that off there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep, even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a MrBeast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better. Like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey, I'm out, I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you.
Hey, listen, to be honest, now listen, MrBeast asking this guy to do a freaking marathon while sleep deprived and taking cold showers for over 20 days is crazy. But honestly, to be fair though, right? Like he shouldn't have gotten like the full 300K, right? Like if the deal was, yo, if you stay here, what is 10K a day? You stay here for what? For 30 plus days, you know, like you'll make $300,000+, and you stay, let's say 20 days or 15 days. I don't think you should get the full 300K. Now, nonetheless, though, if I was you, bro, I'm suing. Like I'm suing. Like, bro, like my employer made me run a marathon while taking me through war crime punishments, bro. Now you gotta feel me, homie.
You're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of MrBeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No does not mean no. Already insane, because it's sort of, it seems to be co-opting the popular anti.
Yo, with the whole like Chris Tyson situation, bro, this fits the motto of the company perfectly, bro. No does not mean no. What you mean, bro? Now, obviously, like this don't mean like the sinister things that we're thinking right now, bro. But still, this is not a good look to have this in your memo while everything is going on.
Slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer is sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer.
Yeah, I can understand being manipulative to like, let's say like a Dollar Tree or like somebody who has like a production set you want to use. But be manipulative, bro, like to like the literal on-air talent, right? And be manipulative like to a point where like you're like psychologically destroying them and scarring them for life is crazy.
Producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled MrBeast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Ayden, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with MrBeast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a MrBeast video called Protect the Yacht, Keep It. Where at the end of that video, he actually says,
if you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Oh, wow. Yo, I'll be real, yo. At this point, it sounds like a parody, bruh. Because there's literally like a jump cut to almost every lie MrBeast have said.
Yes, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness, has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by MrBeast production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with MrBeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say. But they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like, you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like, they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like
Facts.
Him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying. Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like, he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure.
Nah, man. Like that, and like that's your boss, right? So like you could leave at any time, bro. But at the end of the day, there's still like an extreme problematic power dynamic in play that you can't really leave at any time, right? Because yeah, I can leave at any time, but if I leave at any time and now I'm out of a job because my boss is upset, right? And you know he has a vendetta and he's vindictive, you know that I left early, right, and ruined like a $10 million shoot, you know. Then, you know, do I really have the power to leave at any time? Not really, right?
To stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Because of the implication.
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe, yeah, had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it. Because I had it rough growing up. And I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone, fixates on a thing, I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad. And because the industry's metrics, rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you can do some things that maybe aren't good, but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what the system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at MrBeast who are damn good at their jobs. Like, when Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do. And so I don't think people wanted to talk about stuff because I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs. I don't care about my fucking job. I'll die in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs.
Yo, I wonder how many people right now, because I just seen a letter that Drama Alert posted where MrBeast is pretty much sending a letter to everybody and saying, yo, listen, we have hired X amount of people to go ahead and really clean up the culture at this company, and we're dedicated to making sure that everybody feels safe and comfortable. But I wonder how many people have quit due to the recent allegations, right? How many, because if I'm here at a company with these many in allegations, I'll be real, I'll feel like my job is currently at risk.
I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked, but let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was a swim coach, neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved it. Behind closed doors, he's a real piece of shit. And so when stuff starts hitting the fan, what? Him? No. Surely. And then, everyone, thought my mom was the bitch, for not, But then the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's when that comes out, you're not surprised, You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, I said, oh, you idiots. I was no, I was, oh, dumbass, God damn it. But that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around.
You're perfect. So this is what I wanted to get to. So Jake made some bombshell allegations that MrBeast hired somebody that he knew was on the sex offender registry.
Didn't know. Or that Jimmy was cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people after the shit he did to me. If you're going to make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that
what?
Jimmy...
Wait, what? And I'm sure if these people were arrested, though, we would have been acknowledged, right? Yo, this person who worked for MrBeast just got arrested. But if just being let go, what?
Didn't know. Or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. You know, he's very careful about his image. You know, the tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. You know, how do you prove that, you know? Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything who worked there. And like you can, you know, someone...
Wait, I'm confused. Why did he cover up his face when he was saying this?
He's in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on the, that's one thing. You know, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. You know, like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people.
Damn.
And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And
yo, I can understand MrBeast saying, yo, I'm unaware that Chris Tyson, my best friend of X amount of years, bro, I ain't know that my best friend was a weirdo, bro. I ain't know that they was out here in these chats talking this way to minors, bro, and grooming minors. But literally, like, one of the managers that you personally hired and was responsible for hiring is on a sex offender registry, and you still hired them? Nah, come on, bro. Yo, bro, you can't run a game of I didn't know. Like, bro, you knew.
And you know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical...
Yo, bro, they took steps to... Now, hey, listen, man, I don't want to jump to a conclusion, bro. The mask is sketchy, but if the mask is something else, cool. Don't kill me. But if MrBeast put that man in a mask so people wouldn't recognize he's on the sex offender registry, bro, yo, that's diabolical, bro. And to me, MrBeast got to be banned from YouTube, yo.
Like, do I have to... Is it more on the nose? Or... I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, you know, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
Damn.
That's his nickname?
Damn.
Colloquially? Like, you know, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, you know? The fuck? And Jimmy knew about it? The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking about Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
He was a hustler, dude. Like, to be completely honest with you, he was a hustler. There was extra money he was making, he didn't call back and say, you know what I mean? Like, if Jimmy was like, I need a set done, and Delaware was like, would you do that for like $1,000? Well, man, just like, just go out there and fucking make a set for like 8 hours by yourself. You know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get involved. And it was like, we need to get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, yeah, because one of those people are going to go back and start doing it.
Okay, so Reed is MrBeast's former manager who's in the last video telling Jimmy, hey, don't promote gambling to children. I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. Don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know. But I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with. So I'll just say preemptively, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware.
Bro, there's no chance he didn't know about Delaware, bro. He knew about Delaware. This is sickening, man, right? But speaking of somebody else, bro, again, y'all let me know. Do y'all think that Jimmy ain't know? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video right here to find out how Logan Paul is getting exposed again. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm going to see you guys in this video. Out of here, folks. Peace.